Hi everyone, this is Antoinette of Antoinette's Creative Odyssey, and I'm here today to introduce one of my first little characters, and her name is Callista. She is a forest fairy, and I had already written about her in another story, or I should say, this is just a picture of that story that should be in that story. And this is Callista resting from her adventure that she had with her brothers. And here she is just taking in the sun and the whimsy of the forest. And she's totally enjoying herself while she's resting. And I want to tell you a little bit about myself and how I came to do art and be in this creative mode. Several years ago, I was a special education teacher, and I worked with children who have auditory processing disorders as well as attention deficit disorder. Uh, Also, just a lot of learning disabilities, and I loved reading children's books. And I said, one day I'm going to write books for children. And so I've decided to go ahead and start writing children's books. I am working part time as a tutor with children now. I no longer work in the education system. And I have quite a few stories out, and this is one of them. It's about Callista and her brothers who go on this adventure. And it wasn't really an adventure that they meant to go on, it just happened. And so I decided to draw this picture of Callista so that everybody has an idea of what Callista looks like. She has long, dark, curly hair. She wears a beautiful coral peach princess dress, and she loves peonies. And right now in this picture, she's resting and taking in the sights of the forest. I myself I love to go walking through the woods and the forest and taking in the sights of the small animals and the birds. And so I gave Callista those characteristics. And so I hope you enjoy watching this video of me drawing and painting the picture of Callista. And I'm just going to let it play for a little while, and then I'll come back again when it's almost done and tell you a little bit more about myself. Okay. Okay, so let me give you a little bit more in-depth story behind this picture. Callista is head of a queendom, and she's also, like I said before, a fairy princess. And even though she looks about 9 or 10, she's actually about 60 years old in human years. And so Callista has been around a long time, and she wanted to take a break from her queendom. Not kingdom, her queendom. I just love that. And this is during the medieval times. And so she lives near an enchanted forest, and she decided to go out with her brothers, Thorn, Bran, and Elior. and just have a really good time playing a game. And so the four of them went out into the forest with some of their forest animal friends, and they started playing this game. And Callista, being the brave young lady that she is, decided to go further out into the forest than she usually would. And so, as they're over here continuing to play the game, Bran, Thorn, and Elior couldn't find Callista. She was lost. She was just gone. And so they started their adventure at that point to go look for their sister, who was actually, even though she was a prince, still held the title of a princess. She was actually a queen, going on to becoming the queen of her little township. And so the story begins with them going on this adventure to find Callista with their forest friends. And this picture is of her when she gets back from her adventure and she's enjoying the area, the forest, the whimsy, the caring, the sharing, and the loving that she received from her brothers. So I just gave you a little tidbit of what took place in the story, and I hope that you're enjoying the drawings. And it does take place in medieval times, and that's something I enjoy reading about. I love fantasy. I love children. I love children's stories. And I always thought that it would be something fantastic for me to sit down and start writing children's stories. I don't know if you've ever heard of highlight books. When I was a child, we had this magazine called Highlights, where it had a short story in front, and then it had like a collage of not worksheets, but of mazes and of unscramble the words. And so that's what I have created, is these stories that have at the end have mazes and games that makes it really fun. And most of my stories try to come up, or I should say, I try to come up with adventures and agency with the children's stories. But I love this little picture that I drew of Callista, and I hope you enjoyed it too. I hope that you'll come back, and thank you for being here at Antoinette's Creative Odyssey channel. Bye for now.